What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Get Fingered. And boy, oh boy, do I feel like we're gonna get fingered in this episode. This place is huge, as you might imagine. I mean, it is a legacy dungeon. There's still so much that we have to uncover. And an interesting thing about it, I mean, there's so many different ways up and down just from the roots themselves. So, lots of decisions to make. And I'm trying to see. I don't think we can go up any further from there. I don't think so. But yeah, the architecture of this place is pretty cool. If not a ton of assholery. Down below there is sort of like a cemetery area. And you can kind of see that soldier dude down there praying in front of a grave. But yeah, lots of areas of this place. Lots of shitty spots. Lots of shit spots, for sure. Alright, so there's an item trying to draw us down there. But then you would totally miss this part as well. Which leads you straight up onto the roof. And it becomes really difficult because there's a lot of ways forward. Which is cool. I really like that, but at the same time it's frustrating because these places are so hard. It's really easy to die here. So it's kind of like pick your poison, literally, of like where you want to go. Where do you want to die? Let's see. Yeah, there's multiple hop-off points. It's like you can hop off here and probably go down to that balcony. You can hop off onto this place. And look at that. Some broken rafters. And centipede people. My favorite. This place is swarming with them. It's not a good time. So if you have magic or some sort of like ranged ability, I would say use that. Because it's a shit show. Alright, make sure we get a good jump here. Boop. Look at that. Oh, hello. Sorry, that was just a that was just a reaction. I didn't mean to swipe at the air. Oh my god, there's so many, and it becomes really hard to block that terrible projectile. Oof. God, that fucking hurts. Stop it. You can kind of use the rafters to block some of it, but it's a little awkward. Because the homing on those things are just ridiculously accurate. These guys have interesting names, too. They're called, like, the Lesser Kindred of Rot. And it seems, according to their lore anyway, that they worship the goddess of Rot, or Rot itself. Now, I don't know if Malenia is technically the goddess of Rot. I don't know if she considers herself that, or if the game considers herself that. I'd have to look more into it, but yeah, they worship the rot itself. And it almost makes it sound like Malenia is not the cause of it. Like, maybe the rot is its own thing. But we shall see. Hell yeah. Great Shield Talisman. I have a funny feeling this is probably for damage negation. Yeah, enormously boosts physical damage negation. We'll put that on. Because why not? Alright, we got another boy over there. Another one over there. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, this place is literally swarming with them, so take it at a good pace, take it easy. Because the last thing you want is to become sort of overwhelmed and just get, like, projectiled to death. Would not be a fun time. So I made the mistake of not jumping off on this ledge. If you come here, jump on that other ledge. And I'll tell you why in a second. After I get rid of this little doodad. So I jumped off here, and then it wasn't until I jumped off that I realized that there is a doorway on the other side. It's really unfortunate. Bank! Right there. It's really fucking annoying. Yeah. And there's no way to get back up, so you'd have to, like, come back through the way we came, most likely, to do all that. Really, really freaking annoying. There's a lift down there, and that's going to send you to the roots of Haligtree. God, there's so many of these assholes. Missed it. Ugh, they really creep me out. Come on. Come on over here. So we can wreck your shit. Give me sight beyond sight. I want to say that every time I light up the sword. For you youngins that don't know, that is a Thundercats reference. Yeah, all that for materials. See, at least... don't think I didn't see you. At least for all that, you know, the chest was worth it. You know, you get a talisman. This is what I was talking about in the last episode. It's like, don't give me a bunch of enemies to fight just to give me rot grease, you know? Like, give me something good. Give me a shield, give me a talisman, give me... I don't even care if it's a shit weapon. Just give me something that's not, you know, crafting materials that I could probably find in the wild. I decided not to, like, fuck with that because, yeah, I just don't feel like it right now. We're gonna go down, we're gonna grab ourselves a save point. So this way, later we can come back and fuck with that. Ooh, little bloomin' flower over there. Getting close, you guys. So at this point, we're at the roots. That gold fog door is no doubt going to be Malenia. And we're not going to fuck with her right now. We're going to keep exploring. I haven't seen Millicent. She disappeared after we killed that ulcerated tree thing. And over here, you find her set, which is a little upsetting. Because it kind of insinuates that she became a flower or something happened to her. Worn by a young woman who set off into the world to confront their fate. Yeah. Yeah. A little scary because these flowers kind of bloom from rot. So the thing about Millicent, we know that she's related to Malenia in some way, and she literally has scarlet rot built up inside her. And we give her, if you're following her quest line, you give her a special needle that helps alleviate the pain for her so that she can kind of live her life. So I was kind of worried that something happened and the flower bloomed out of her. But we haven't found her yet. I think we have to go back to that consecrated area where we killed that swamp thing. And hopefully find her there. Because she moves from the prayer room right after you kill it. So we gotta go find her at some point. And there's another lift over here. And we're going to take that up, and it's going to take us to another special area. So now we're up top from where we were before, kind of overlooking this bridge, which if you remember, we killed a rotted tree avatar on that bridge. There's a ladder here to go up. It's going to give you an item. You can, I realized later, you can jump from this ledge to the bridge. My first time coming here, I was freaked out about it. And like, you can also take that other ledge further north to get to the bridge, but you can jump from this ledge to the bridge, which I end up doing as like a shortcut to get to the next area. You're gonna come up here and you're gonna find yourself a pretty cool sword. McKellen's sword. Scales mostly with faith, strength, and dex. So for you faith builds out there, this might be a fun little weapon for you. Sacred Blade grants armament, attacks Holy Essence, and fires off golden blade projectiles. Like, that sounds pretty cool. So it basically does what the Moonlight Greatsword does, essentially. In just a smaller sword format. I wonder if it takes as long to power up, though. Another cool thing that I noticed while running around Haligtree is you will see statues of Michaela and Malenia. And they are supposed to be twins, right? Like, they're called the twins. However, the statues usually show Michaela much younger. And I know he's sort of supposed to be the younger of the gods, but he almost looks like a child compared to Malenia, who's holding him. So I'm really curious about the sort of birth relationship with that. Oof. God, that has such a long... Oh, and he has a lot of poise. Oof, God, so much poise. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in that sort of dynamic. I mean, it's a game, you know. Who knows when they were born, how they were born, and they're gods, so, like, you know, has its own thing. It was just very curious to me that, like, they don't appear to be the same age. I mean, we do find Michaela at the Blood Palace, right? He's at Mogan Palace. And he looks, you know, older, but still fairly young. So it's hard to tell, you know, maybe when these statues were made, how they were made, what's the, you know, is it even Michaela? I would assume it is. I don't know any other small child that Malenia would be holding. I'm just looking for the way down to the bridge at this point. This is before I realized that I could just jump from that ledge. Alright, finally made ourselves over and jump to the bridge. There is a Crystallian over there. Before we fuck with her, we're gonna go collect our loots on the bridge. Let's get some runes. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there is also another dragon smithing stone. I think that's it. And then we're eventually going to jump down here into that other area. There's a fog gate over there. It's not a boss. It's a little gargoyle dude, so you can get your stone sword keys out to get a present. Now to deal with the Crystallian. It's interesting that there's a lot of them here too. Like, you usually only find them in the mines, or at least up until this point you've only really encountered Crystallians. At least me personally. I've only encountered them in the mines, but there's rotted versions of them here, which is very interesting. The best way to deal with them that I've found is that you want a good weapon that has either like a strike or blunt kind of damage. Slashing and sometimes magic weapons will not work on them, because you want to try and crack their skin, literally. Their poise is really high, but once you crack them, they stagger almost immediately. So yeah, like right now I'm doing like 547, 560-ish damage on her with my whips, which do strike damage. And then I switched because I thought maybe this would do more damage, and it does not. Like, it's slash and magic's doing 46 points of damage. And then at some point it feels like it doesn't do anything. And it takes me a second to realize that because I'm so distracted by her throwing this magic at me. Yeah, it's just not really doing the job. So you want to end up using a weapon that has strike specifically. So I eventually go back to my whips because I was like, oh fuck this, it's not working. There we go. And then she gets super staggered. Look at that. Every hit, pretty much, staggers. Just takes a minute to have that happen, but you can even see in her body it's cracked. We broke her up. Just like kicked her head over. There's an item over there. I don't think we can make that jump. I'm not going to attempt it. At this point, I feel like I've come so far only to plunge myself to my death. I might fuck with that clean rot knight, though. Because why not? No chance. Alright. Now we're going to start coming down into this area. Now, I learned the hard way. But there is a bunch of bullshit down there. You will get ambushed by a bunch of enemies. Particularly revenants. There's about, I don't know, 4 revenants, I think, down here. It's a lot. It's a lot of them. And there's also a room full of crystallians. About 4 crystallians in one room. It's not a nice place, y'all. So yeah, I jump down here. You see the summon sign already pops up. And boom! Fucking getting wrecked by this guy. I was not ready. I was not prepared. Now, obviously, if you fought them in Larunia in the lakes, you kind of know what they're capable of. These guys, they also shoot a lot of poison. Oh my god, they're so fast. And if you go too far, you'll aggro the second and third ones. So, just keep that in mind if you jump down there. Because I was not ready. I was not ready at all. Alright, I'm gonna speedrun this back. Alright, here we go. Summon a Mimic Tier. Mimic Tier will, I guess any summon that you decide on, but they'll stay for a pretty long time because FromSoft knows that you need the help. So, yeah, they stay for a while. I'm not a faith build, but if you use a sort of a heal cast or ability, it does damage those guys. I guess they're technically, think of them as like an undead. They're really, really weak to holy. Sorry, I'm just checking stuff out before we go into that room. There you go. Oh, I hate that the, one thing I've noticed, because I was like, why can't I roll? Why can't I attack? And it's literally because the message prompt was still up. And I kind of hate the fact that you have to manually get rid of the message prompt when, like, you do something, like if you open something or you use a stone sword key. If you don't get rid of that, it won't go away on its own, and so it'll fuck you up, and it almost fucked me up in that spot. I kind of hate that dynamic. I'm so used to, games usually being like, you acquired this thing, and then it eventually fades and disappears. But it doesn't happen here. It just stays on. I'm all out of preserving boluses, which is pretty annoying. But I'm using this guy to heal myself and my Mimic Tier because I'm running low on flasks. I forgot to put it in my inventory when I summoned her. So I just gotta give her some heals before we go on. Because there are a lot more revenants in this area as you progress. Put on some neutralizing boluses. Because these guys deal a lot of poison. And there's another one that's going to pop up. I think around this bend. Yep, there you are. All that fucking poison. God, and they hit hard. Yeah, what did I tell you? It's a shit show around here. They do drop some Ghost Glove Wort, though, which we can use. I don't know if my Mimic Tier is at plus 10 yet, but if not, we're going to have to make her a plus 10. Alright, I think we're gonna run into that room. Get ourselves an item. Debating what I'll put on. Yeah. Give ourselves a little regen. It's not a lot, but it's something. America's Sword Seal. So we get ourselves another talisman. Yeah. Greatly raises all your attributes, but also increases damage taken. No thanks. Stuff has never been my thing. I've never found it to be worth it. Because you might just get into a bad situation where you just get smacked. And it's like, cool, now I'm taking double damage for that smack. Alright, you can see another asshole coming around this bend. Ooh. Get this loot. Lord's Rune. So yeah, it's kind of nice if you're using summons over here. They last a really long time. Oh, God. Yeah, these guys always teleport behind you. Just about always. Yeah, if you have holy or any sort of hemorrhaging stuff, helps it go by a lot faster, but I ended up using a lot of flasks coming through here. There's 2 ladders. There's one there, and there's one in this area as well. This guy's gonna jump down. Look at him slide. No chance. Let's see which way we want to go first. Kind of feel like there's one more Revenant over here. Yep. What is that, like 5 now? There's so many. Oh my god. Just so many of them. I mean, get that Glovewort, you know? But, god damn it. Just know if you go up the ladders, it's going to be harder for your summons to follow you. At least I noticed that, because I guess they can't climb ladders. It starts blinking out. Just keep that in mind. They kind of, like, make it up there, but it's a little weird. Ugh. There's a lot of shit in this room, and I didn't want to fuck with it, so I just took the arrows and I left. I was like, you know what? It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it for me. I have 1 flask left. My tier is kind of like glitching. Not gonna chance it. Yeah, same thing over here. They have a hard time, you know, coming up here. And then I was worried that I would just lose the summon. And this just brings you back to the front. So this brings you back behind the ballistas. And then the other whatchamacallit? Grace is behind them. So that's actually not too bad. I guess if you need to, like, run back here real quick, that's sort of like its own shortcut. And now I wanted to take a hand at Malenia. Just 'cause, you know, she's here. I just wanted to try my shot at her to get a feel for her and, like, what she's all about. Reminds me a lot of Maria in Bloodborne, honestly. when you find her in the chair.
I dreamt for so long. My flesh was dull gold, and my blood rotted. Corpse after corpse left in my wake. As I awaited his return.
Oh, she's so hot.
Heed my words. I am Malenia, Blade of Mikola.
Blade of Mikola.
And I have never known defeat.
So I'm guessing she takes on a form of Mikola's protector. Woo! She fast. That blade is long. That's some reach. So what I have noticed is, yeah, you gotta be careful when you're summoning, because she rushes you. She's also really easy to stagger. Look at that. Like, we're just staggering her pretty easily. Which is interesting, because I would have thought she would have had higher poise. I mean, I'm not complaining, but so far, doing work. Oh, waterfowl dance. And I think that... Is that my first death? Yeah. She got me with waterfowl. I recently found out that if you have ritual frost pots, you can disrupt that attack. So I might try that on a future playthrough. You can totally stop her from even using it. But man, that was fun. We're going to try it again. I just want to see what it takes to get to her second phase. We're definitely not going to kill her this episode. We'll save that for another episode. Because I also want to find Millicent. I don't want to kill Malenia without dealing with Millicent's questline. Oh my god, look at all the blood pools. I love it. Yeah, whip's doing damage. You want to try not to get hit by her. I think even if she hits your summon, she can technically regen. Yeah. Which is annoying. So you want to be careful of that and not let your summon get too beat up. It sucks that that works on summons, like, you know. So for each hit, she takes back some HP. But the good thing is, using the whips, using hemorrhage, can kind of offset that. But you just gotta be really aggressive. Really, really aggressive with it. Like, honestly, I mean, I can see her being a pain in the ass. I see why she's hard. But, if anything, I thought Mog was way harder. At least, I mean, I know she has 2 phases, but, like, fucking Bloodlord, oh my god, when he does that attack where he just takes all of your fucking HP times 3, and it's like fighting him from the beginning all over again. I'm sorry, but that kind of, like, healing regen was just way worse than this. Like, this can definitely be offset if you're using any sort of blood magic, if you're using the flies, which I need to get, actually. That's a really good spell. Or yeah, anything that will take down her health continuously like that will help you offshoot it. So far, first half, not too bad. My Mimic tier has survived. I might have to give her more stuff to survive because I think she dies in the second phase. But ooh, sexy Malenia. Hey, boo, hey. I love all the butterflies. It's so creepy because it's like grotesque but beautiful. And now it kind of makes sense. It's all, I think it's all the Aeonic butterflies. And they cause rot. So she does this attack where she'll kind of sick them on you.
Now, rot.
Oh, I love that. Now rot. And they literally will rot you. And it was really hard for me to dodge that because I got her really close to death. Or yeah, this you want to kind of escape out of. It'll cause scarlet rot. I mean, my mimic is unafraid. But yeah, what ended up getting me, because we got her down pretty far, but what ended up getting me was the butterflies. It's almost like an invisible attack. She'll kind of like fly overhead and do it, and then it's like, oh man. Ah, shit, we were doing so good. I was so proud of us. Oh. Yeah, this is a good time if you have ranged spells or attacks, which I probably should have done. You can like get in some hits there. I feel like maybe I got too greedy. Man, we were so close. Yeah, I think that attack ends up killing my mimic. Yeah, and then she does this, and I think this is what kills me. Yep. Oh, man. To be that close. But so far, being super aggressive with her seems to be working. And I think I'll definitely be able to kill her in the next episode. Now that I got a taste for it. But we're going to go... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. We're going to go next episode and try and find Millicent and finish her quest line. But that was fun, y'all. See you next time.